Hey everyone, I'm here and today I'm going to be doing something really different. So this is Windows 8 release preview, as you can see down there, build 8400, and it is running perfectly in 2014. Now I was able to get consumer preview to work, but the consumer preview edition just gave me a lot of blue screens, so I didn't use it. So as you can see, here is how it looked. You can see that we have Aero instead of the normal Metro look on Windows 8, which I kind of like better because it just looks a lot cleaner and it's just really cool. You can see these hides by itself, and if I click this, it has a pin button there instead of just an arrow, and we can see the live thing as you would expect. Now, as you can see, the libraries feature is still there, which is quite nice for me because it's quite convenient. A computer is not named this PC, and it's the same basically as Windows 8.0. It doesn't take much installation. You can see that I've installed a lot of programs. It's still not a lot. You can see the arrow back. We can right click the desktop, click personalize, and we do have some basic personalization of the window color and sound scheme. And you can see I can't change the desktop background to be shown there because this edition of Windows, as you can see right here, it's not activated. But the time bomb doesn't exist. So let me just show you under pictures. Here we go, pictures. So after 2 hours and it still doesn't do the time bomb thing, it was still fast. As you can see, it was still running there. So let me close this up. You can see how cool everything was. Like, if these apps were like, it had the icon on the bottom and then the name first, which I quite like because it's quite neat and I love the way it looked like this. And then the Metro apps, you can see that we have, it says the name on the bottom, and then we have the icon on this. So that's basically, this is how 8.0 apps look. This Google Chrome app, but this is and also you could just make another color, but also in the app tiles in 8.1 they just made it colorful, and don't like the way they made it colorful because they made it just so bad the way it looked. I prefer a solid color for all the apps and then another color for the other Metro apps or full screen apps, whatever you want to call it. And also over here, 8.1 lost some of the customization ability. I love this way it looks, and this I can't change the color because it's not activated. Apps. Which apps work? The apps that work are the mail app, the calendar. SkyDrive actually works, which is quite interesting because now they updated to OneDrive, and in Windows 8 you have to have some updates, and then this is named OneDrive, but it still works, which is quite nice. The people app work, the photos app work, which is quite amazing. Camera and maps crashes a bit, but it does work. The full screen Google Chrome app does work, which is quite nice. Other than that, nothing else works. If I right click and select all apps over here, we can see messaging works also. Yeah, I forgot messaging works, and weather partially works. Now all the other stuff, some of them just crash, or the store, the Windows 8 App Store, which is in this pre-release version of Windows. If you open it, it says to update to the latest, to 8.0 instead of the preview. So they found out the way to do a version check and stuff. But I think the icons look actually kind of cute and stuff. in this edition of Windows. As you can see, we have the Internet Explorer 10. We have the latest programs are working. As you can see, private firewall works, VLC works and stuff. All the latest programs work. Now the Microsoft Security Essentials, also called Windows Defender Windows 8, will update, but will not update into the latest definitions. It will update into one definition, and then it'll stay there forever. So that's something which you need to get another antivirus. Anyways, everything just works here. If I right click Compute now and select Properties and minimize that, you can see that says Windows 8 Release Preview at 2012 Microsoft Corporation. We do have the ratings. The rating system has seen Windows 8. As you can see, there's a logo there. I haven't put it there, it was there, Windows 8. It's quite interesting, but I think this is the logo they kept. I don't know, but this looks quite amazing. Get more features with a new edition of Windows. If you click it, it'll put you into the upgrade assistant, whatever. I think you can add the media center inside this release preview edition, but I don't want to do it because it may ruin my activation and all that stuff, so I'm not gonna do it. Now we can see that it says Windows is not activated, but in the developers preview, when I clicked it, it said that it will restart every 2 hours. Now I don't see any indication of this, that it will restart every 1, 2, 3 or 4 hours, which is quite nice. And the time bomb on both consumer and release previews don't work, which is amazing. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and close out of this, and I'm just gonna run WinRAR. So WinRAR, press enter, and you can see that it doesn't say that this is an evaluation copy, but you can still see the build number there. Many apps like Microsoft Office 2013, which I got it to work, which is quite nice. Let me just go ahead, let me just open the sample app, which I got it to work, which is quite nice. They do work, as you can see, and everything works here. And I can type, it doesn't tell me anything about activation and stuff. I got it to work, but they look at the build numbers or the XLab numbers, whatever they call it, lab build numbers, something like it says Win 8 build something, Win main, I don't even know. But you can see that this is not the 9200 build. So let me just go ahead and click OK. This is Word opens fine. Let me just close it, don't save. It all works pretty nicely and pretty fast. So you can see now, if I go ahead and open Windows Update app, update, here we go, Windows Update, it won't allow me to do any updates because there are no updates for the release preview. As you can see, it says 60 updates. 11 of them are for the release preview, which Microsoft abandoned, but the other ones, as you can see, it's only for Microsoft Office. And we have update for Internet Explorer Fresh Player. Yeah, you can see that it has some vulnerabilities. So just go ahead and click install now. I was doing it the other day, but anyways, if you want to use a beta OS as your main OS, what you need to do is, if you're on a desktop, you don't need to do anything. If you're on a laptop or something, which you can put it whatever you want, you need to have a firewall and a good antivirus solution. Both of them will help protect your PC, just like in Windows XP. But in Windows XP, you can get updates until 2019, which is a simple registry hack. But anyways, as you can see, this is the real look of Windows 8 release preview. You can see how it was before, like that. It is still there. If I move my mouse up, you can see that they get bigger. We have the apps, and I can just move them down to close them and stuff, or I can just right click close, right click snap left, and I'm just gonna go ahead to Google. I can just just move it. As you can see, this snap is something that I actually don't like in this edition of Windows and Windows 8.0. You can see that it just snaps only to this portion of the screen. If I do this though, remove or close Google Chrome and click start, open up messaging, and then move it to the left there, that fits perfectly fine on what we basically need. As you can see, it just fits perfectly fine. So you can just be with a conversation with other people on Facebook. It doesn't allow you to have anything else like Facebook and Google. You can have a conversation there while at the same time working on a text document on your desktop. Now, as you can see, these as I said before, I couldn't change the desktop background. Then how did I get this? This is a quick little trick which I think works. I know it works on Windows 8 Consumer Preview, which gets the watermark out of the way too, which is quite nice. Basically, what you need to do is just go ahead, start run, then type in % after the %, and then /Microsoft, and then go ahead to Windows Themes. And as you can see, we have some cached, I don't know how you say it, cached files. If I double click it, you can see I have a couple of files. These are the images I want to use as my desktop background, but be aware they don't stretch or fit or feel, they don't do it. So I just found out that this just fits perfectly, but this doesn't, and this fits perfectly. As you can see, it says cached image and there's some numbers, pause 2. I think position 2 is just feel or like stretch, but it doesn't work. But anyways, you can see here that I renamed the original file, and then I renamed the image file. I refreshed and then opened it with photos, with the photo apps. I don't know how, but it just worked. You can see that you have the customization, but it just doesn't, it's not for this dark screen, it's not for this thing. Surely I can go settings, change PC settings. You can see the nice animations and the speed. On their personalized, you need to activate Windows. So this is a default. If you don't like it, you can't change it. Start screen. This is what you chose in the installation. If you don't like it or you want to change it, you can't. Account picture. You can't change an account picture, which is quite funny, to be honest. You do though, if you click users, you can be using a Microsoft account. I don't know how that's gonna work, but I haven't tried it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and close it. Look at the animation down there. Look at the PC settings and then see if you can see how it fades out. I don't think you can see it, but if in the real 60 FPS it does show it. Now as you can see, we do have, this is basically what you get with the Windows 8 release preview. It's basically almost the same as Windows 8.0, but in my opinion it's just a lot better. And it doesn't get support, but the programs will work until Windows 8.1 gets out of support, or Windows 8.0, which is going to be in 2015, gets out of support. It'll do a version check, which is quite not nice. But in 2015, your threshold will be out, Windows threshold, and maybe I'll use the beta. Maybe I'll be using the beta as my main OS, I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, this is basically all about it. So thanks for watching, and yeah.